This happened when I was renting a small house just outside of town. Nothing special. 1 bedroom, a tiny kitchen, and a basement I never used. I should have left it alone. But one night, I woke up to a sound I couldn't ignore. The next night, I kept the curtains open. I needed to prove to myself it was nothing, that I wasn't imagining things. That was a mistake, because that's when the tapping started. Tap, a slow, deliberate knock against the glass. Tap, tap. My breath caught. I turned, expecting to see something, but the window was empty. And then the window slid open. I forced myself to move. My legs felt stiff, like my body was screaming, "Don't go down there." But I had to be sure. Maybe I left the window open and the wind moved something. I grabbed the flashlight, stepped toward the door and listened. Nothing, just the sound of my own breathing. I turned the knob. The door was unlocked. It creaked open. That was my second mistake. I barely slept. By morning, I brushed it off. Maybe a raccoon, maybe my imagination. But that night, it happened again. Footsteps, whispers, not words, just sounds. Low, inhuman, like a voice struggling to work, heart pounding. I sat up. The sound came from the basement door. This time, it was open. Just an inch. I swear I locked it. I grabbed a flashlight, forcing myself to stand. My body screamed, "Don't go." But I had to be sure. Maybe a window was open. I stepped closer, fingers brushing the door. The whispering stopped. Dead silence. Then a knock from the other side. I don't know why I opened the door, but I did. The stairs creaked beneath me. The air was cold, too cold. My flashlight flickered as I scanned the basement. At first, nothing. Then, footprints, bare, fresh, leading from the farthest corner to the stairs, to me. I swallowed hard, breath too loud, and then something shifted in the darkness. Not the sound of wood settling, not the wind, something breathing. I swung my flashlight toward the noise. There was a chair, just an old wooden chair in the middle of the room. And standing behind it was him. He was too tall, his head nearly scraping the ceiling, his skin stretched unnatural. A wide-brimmed hat hid his face. He stood there, motionless, watching. Then he stepped forward. The floor groaned. His head tilted, amused. I did the only thing I could. I ran. I sprinted up the stairs, heart pounding. I slammed the door shut, locked it. Silence, ear pressed to the wood, listening. Nothing, just my ragged breath. Then a slow, deliberate knock. I stumbled back, hands shaking. Then came the whisper. Right on the other side. I never slept there again. The next morning, I called my landlord. Silence. Then a sigh and words I still hear in my nightmares. "You weren't supposed to open the door." I moved out that day, but sometimes at night in my new apartment, I still hear it, a slow creak, footsteps, and sometimes a whisper right under my bed. Some doors should stay closed. Some things never meant to be seen. But tell me, if you heard those footsteps, would you open the door? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, subscribe, because some stories don't end when you wake up.